Quick trick to make the background on this Christmas card. I know that some of you have seen the card on mydigitalstudio.net and we're asking how to create it. So here's a quick tip. The first thing you need to do is just add a punch. I go with the square one just because it's easier to tweak. Then I make sure that it's actually bigger than the surface I need to cover. Then what you'll need to do is fill it with any designer paper. It doesn't really matter. We'll have to remove it anyway. So by double clicking on it, I shrink it just because it's easier to move out of the way. And then I'll click OK and I'll pick my drop shadow color. I'll change it to Night of Navy. I'll make sure that the blur is at full and I'll do OK. Then I'll do copy and paste and move it up, copy and paste, move it up, copy and paste, move it up, copy and paste, and move it up. Oops. About here. Now that I have my sky, I'll do the same thing for the moon using a circle. And instead of using the Night of Navy as the color, I'll just do the shadow in white. So first thing I do is make sure that my shape is the size I want it to be, about this big. Again, fill with paper, double click, shrink it until you can actually just see where it is. Move it out of the picture. Do OK. We'll do drop shadow, full, but this one, because it's white on navy, I'll just make it a bit more opaque. And I'll change the color to white. Then I'll do OK. Then you do copy and paste. Make sure you're on your circle. Grab a corner, shrink it. Move it a bit to the center. Again, copy and paste. And then we'll grab a corner and shrink it. And then I'll grab my 3 layers for my moon. And I will do align object. And I will do middle. Again, I will do center. Once I'm done doing that, I will just do arrange and group them as one object. Here you go. So now I have my moon. After that, you will need to do your trees. So you need to add a stamp. And I will use the search button and do the 3 as I'm using the Lovely as a tree set. And I need the row of 3s. And what you do from there is I am going to make it smaller. And I'm going to work from the back of my card, the bottom layer, to the front of it. There we go. Make it smaller. Then I'm going to position it here, a bit on the left. And I'm going to shrink it just a bit more. Grabbing the corner. Now, I will do a copy and I will paste it in place. I will change the color to white. Then I can, by using this button, I can do send backwards so that my top layer is black. Using your arrow keys on your keyboard, you'll do one click up, and now you have the snow effect. How cool is that? Now you can do it again. Add a stamp, and again I want to use the same image. Where did it go? Lovely as a tree, row of threes. Now it's bigger, but I guess you guys now know how to do this. So I will shrink it just a bit more. I made it smaller in the back, and as I'm working towards the front bottom of the card, I'll shrink it again, but less and less. And I'm using my gray bluish lines here of the changing of the colors as guides to put my grass there, so that you know where your colors should be changing. So it's kind of little mountains from the back to the front. And again, I would do the same thing. I would copy it, paste it in place, then make sure that I change the color of the top layer to white. And I guess you could probably do it backwards as well. Do the white first and then black. It would save you a step. You wouldn't have to move it backwards afterwards. Right? Send it to the back. And then using the arrows on your keyboard, one click up. And if you want to make it more obvious, you can play with it. Like I just clicked on the left arrow now, so I have a little bit more snow. So I guess now you guys know how to put snow on your trees and actually brayer your background. So hope you liked it, and I'll talk to you soon.